Good evening, everybody. So I added some new lamps and some new lighting to my place just for prevention of just having to use my overhead or whatnot, right? Making some changes, doing some things new. Um, so I had a conversation with some folks just the other day, and things are kind of catching up. I had to recharge. I had to reset these last couple weeks. It's been just between work and everything else. Whew, no excuse, but just the reasons. Um, so the discussion was on points of view. Okay, so in the discussion, I wanted to get as raw and as real, and I wanted to get like truthful with stuff as I possibly could. And there were a good number of both females and males, right? Which made it awesome for this little topic of discussion here. Um, Points of view, right? Now, it seems like as I went through my discussion with these folks, it seems like there's a lot of different points of view, especially when it comes to male and female, right? Um, and I asked some discovery questions, and I was wanting to kind of get some insight from ladies, right, and kind of hear what they had to say about this. And what I found out was pretty much what I thought I was going to find out, right? And one of the ladies did say that she felt that guys didn't weren't listening to her point of view, right? When she would say something, she felt like they weren't listening, right? And a bunch of the guys, there was probably, I bet you there was probably about 20 of us total, sitting around and kind of talking, kind of in a group. Um, I would say there were probably, it wasn't quite half and half. I would say there was probably a few more ladies than there was men. But as she said this, a bunch of the guys kind of chimed up, and so I kind of listened to them as well, right? Like I just kind of like sat back and just kind of did this and right. So, and the guys kind of did the same thing. They kind of said that they felt that the ladies that they were running into, or the ladies from their life, or whatever, weren't really listening to their point of view. And then all of them kind of turned and looked at me and so forth, like I had all the answers, right? I mean, like I'm the walking encyclopedia with legs here, but but so and so I took a minute and I evaluated the situation from a place of authenticity, right? So I had two ways that I can go there. I could team up with the other guys and go with the guy's point of view, or I could team up with the girls and go with the girls' point of view, and make all the guys look like, right, and go against the guy code and not stand up for my other guys, right? Or there's the third avenue. I could be objective, but also open and honest from both sides of the spectrum, right? Because remember, everyone has something to bring to the table, and everybody's concerns are valid. Everybody's points of view are valid, right? Because we all have an opinion, right? So, regardless of how you want to slice this, regardless of what direction you want to come with this, everybody has a valid point to bring to the circle, right? So, this is when I kind of broke the room off and kind of the best I could, right? And I got up in the middle of all of them. And I asked one of the guys and one of the girls to stand up, do a little role play, right? And it was basic conversation. I didn't give them any skit to go by. I kind of like let them kind of spitball, right? Think about how they wanted to approach the situation and then execute, right? And so they did, right? And the whole time they're looking at me kind of like I'm the director of this thing, which I was just trying to make a point and try to like help them understand, right? At the end of that little skit like situation, they sat down and they looked at me and they said, "So what's the point here?" And I said, "Well, the point is very simple. Very simple. The guys want the girls to listen to their points of view, and the girls want the guys to listen to their points of view." And they looked at me and they went like, "Okay, so what's the point?" And I said, "Well, look at effective communication." And they kind of went like this, all of them, the whole bunch. They kind of went like this. And I said, if you cannot effectively communicate, how in the hell are you supposed to take that person's point of view as a valid point to bring to the circle, to bring to the table, and how are you going to understand what it is they're trying to say if you're not listening effectively? And they went like this again. And the guys kind of did the whole head dance thing, like, right? And the women are all over here, like, doing the whole finger trick and the whole crossing their arms and getting all combative and getting all toxic and so forth, right? And I was making a point, right? I wasn't trying to get combative. I wasn't taking one side or the other. I was coming at it from a place of objective thinking, right? Open-minded, objective thinking. I had an objective, I had to plan it, and then I had to execute it, right? So I kind of used the whole... So I got them all stunned. Like, they were either upset, or they were angry, or they were, like, they didn't know what to say. Because, let's face it, everybody, we all want to be listened to. We all want to be heard when we're speaking. Right? All of us. There isn't a person on this earth that doesn't want to be heard when we're saying something. Right? I mean, think about that for a second. We're going to go to part 2.